This is Bix. This is a quick update for the private road and for the Patreon subscribers on Veritaseum, where it's going, what I think is going to happen. We did have some more filings. First of all, I did a couple discussions of what's going on. Basically, the court hearing about the freeze of Reggie's assets and Veritasium's assets was scheduled for Monday. They came to an agreement on Sunday. Why, I don't know. I wish I had behind the scenes info for you because Reggie's case looks so solid. It still does look solid. For the SEC to call Veritasium a con and a fraud is complete bullshit. But here's a couple inside scoops on stuff that was filed on Monday. And it looks like these guys at Covington, this is Reggie's lawyer. And this is a letter dated on Sunday from Reggie's lawyer to the judge, the new judge, not the new judge, but the first new judge. Dear Judge Kuntz, we represent the defendants in the action referenced above and write to give you, Your Honor, a status report regarding the preliminary injunction. Hearing scheduled for tomorrow. The SEC joins in this update, meaning Reggie's lawyer and the SEC are talking about something. The parties are in the progress of negotiating an agreed upon proposed preliminary injunction, which we expect to file with the court later today. Respectfully submitted, David Cornblath. So they said, okay, we're gonna change the wording of the preliminary injunction, and we're gonna agree to it. Now, this doesn't necessarily cost Reggie anything other than it's basically a delay. And what does it do? It freezes assets so that Reggie can't run out and buy a Ferrari. Big deal. Can't go out and hide assets. Big deal. We don't think he was going to do that anyway. And as long as he can pay for his business to continue running, I don't think it's any problem at all. And that's what I think was being negotiated. And then the second letter that was filed from the same lawyer is the fact that they did make an agreement. Now, this is filed on Monday. Dear Judge Kuntz, we represent the defendants in the action referenced above pursuant to Rule IC5 of Your Honor's individual motion practices and rules. We respectfully request that the defendant's time to respond to the complaint be extended from the current deadline of on or about September 3rd, 2019 to and include November 4th, all the way to November. No previous request for an extension of time has been made, and there's no current scheduled dates in the action that would be affected. The SEC has informed us that it does not oppose this request. So it was Reggie who said we're going to need more time. What does that tell me? There was stuff that the SEC had and didn't tell Reggie about, potentially, because, they came back with a huge 450-page response that pretty much destroyed the SEC. There must be something going on in the background. That's my big take. The 2 months till the next hearing would be plenty of time to come to some kind of resolution. If you ask me, some kind of agreement that, hey, this was done wrong, but really the SEC, there was no laws in place at the time. Remember, Reggie's Veritasium ICO went off well before the Dow framework that the SEC laid out. This is a really weird case. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And then finally, this is the stipulation order imposing preliminary injunction. And they did freeze a whole bunch of assets, and Reggie agreed to it 100%. Now, here's something that got thrown my way that was filed the same day, and it talks about the docket and what's going on with it, and it names the SEC lawyers. So these are the criminals. There's their email addresses. Feel free to email them with your thoughts. I have already. And I will put the links to, I don't know if I can link these documents. Just do a screenshot of this email. John Donald Enright, There's his email right below, or his phone number. Give him a call. Jorge Tenrero. There's his email. Laura Salav Mehiban, her email. Mark Berger, his email. And more. Victor Chamount, his email. This is how important this case is. And then Karen Willinken, Skadden Arp Slate Mirror and Floam LLP. Also with the SEC, but not, it doesn't say that she's from the SEC. But the email is from the SEC. I don't know what her role is in this. And then there's Reggie's lawyers. So here's the deal. Check this out in the docket. All these. So we saw the first letter there filed on 8/25, but at the same time, on Sunday, look what was filed. The second one here, number 49, motion to leave to electronically filed document under seal by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. Attachment 1, transcript of a deposition of Reggie Middleton. Maybe they're trying to get him on a, hey, you said this, but this is what really happened. You lied under oath. You're going to jail. Maybe. I don't know what they're trying to get him. A lot of exhibits. They're all sealed, which is interesting. I don't know if that's standard or not. And then the next one, preliminary injunction by the SEC. We already have that. Freezing of assets, consent by Reggie Middleton, and consent of Veritaseum. And then the next day, again, stipulation order imposed by the injunction freezing assets. That's the official judge signed document. But look what happens next. Order 49, motion to leave an electronically filed document under seal. Again, under seal. Is hereby granted, ordered by Judge Kuntz. Doesn't say anything about what that document is. Very suspicious, but it's under seal. And then the motion to extend time, which we just read, and the order granting the time. So that's it. Very interesting, huh? Very interesting stuff. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go from here, but we will find out. And I have all the faith in the world that Reggie's doing the right thing. Yes, he should be working with the SEC, even though the SEC has failed time and time again. I looked up some SEC, classic historical SEC failures. Obviously, 2008, everybody's looking at the SEC and say, what the hell are you doing? Here's 5 failures of Chairman Cox. Failure to enforce disclosure laws and regulations. Failure to enforce accounting standards. Failure to supervise the rating agencies. Failure to investigate and prevent market manipulation, i.e. naked shorting. Number 5, failure to protect small investors. The SEC has such a huge history of failing, and running cover. And great Rolling Stones article by Matt Taibini. Why didn't the SEC catch Madoff? It might have been their policy not to. Whistleblower complaint alleges a pattern of neglect at the regulatory agency. Great article in Rolling Stone. Again, you can look it up. The name is Why Didn't the SEC Catch Madoff? Because these regulators are bought and paid for with revolving doors, with underhanded deals, with you name it, it's going on, and the bosses are all in on it. So that's what you get when you deal with the SEC. I'm on Jeff Berwick's camp that we need to get rid of the SEC altogether. It instills a false sense of confidence in investors. I would rather have it be the wild, wild west when people would only invest money if they're sure about who they were dealing with and what they were getting into. Yes, the fraud investigations still need to go on. But the SEC and the regulators are complete bullshit. All it does is instill false confidence on people. That's my take. Anyway, that's your update. Big Square Road to Ruta. I'll keep you updated as things change. Later.